More than 11 million people live in Burundi, where the average family income is less than $240 per year, or around 65 cents per day. Burundi is rich in gold, copper, uranium, and tungsten, but is among the poorest nations on Earth. Since 1962, due to brutal civil wars, 80% of the country's water pipelines have been destroyed. And because of war and genocide, 3 million people will need humanitarian aid this year alone. In Burundi, 20% of children do not live past the age of 5, and the number one cause of death is waterborne illness, causing typhoid, hepatitis, and intestinal failure, and intensifying malaria, yellow fever, and plague. Women and children spend an average of 4 hours a day fetching water from contaminated streams and rivers more than 2 miles from their villages, and the weight of the water carried by these women and children is around 40 pounds.
Growing up as a child in Burundi, the first thing I did every morning before the sun would rise was get one of our plastic containers and head down the mountain to fetch water. Finding the water was never a problem because there are abundance of creeks and streams, but it was always dirty and needed to be boiled. When I returned home from school at the end of each day, I picked up the container again and went back down the mountain. Every day, always the same. I did not take my first sip of water from a good, clean source until I was in first grade. Burundi has a history of conflict going back to the early 1960s. War, genocide, children losing parents, parents losing children, and millions of Burundians waking up each day in a great poverty with no real way of getting out. Living among all this beauty, however, are citizens who have no access to clean water. Still, to this day, villages are repeating the same pattern I did as a child, walking miles and miles on the mountains terrain to get water.
The lack of water, in all honesty, is the root cause of the bulk of disease there. The last time I went, fully 25 to 30% of the patients I saw had a waterborne illness, Amoeba histolytica ascaris, things that in this country are just unheard of. And you know, in a country where 1 in 5 children die before age 5, and chiefly because of lack of clean water, that's just astounding, and it's not okay on any level at all. A child in the world dies of a waterborne illness every 21 seconds, and that's just completely unacceptable. What the Gazelle Foundation is doing in Africa is, again, absolutely a game changer. If you look at the number of people that are dying or becoming critically ill, and the number of lives that clean water can save. I mean, I think my work as a physician would be unneeded in many, many ways in certain parts of that country if clean water were available. And so the work that the Gazelle Foundation is paramount in that.
When we finish a water system, the immediate impact is the average distance family walks each day goes from over 4 miles to just 400 meters. Think about it. Only 1 lap around the track.
With your support, the Gazelle Foundation is transforming the daily lives of the people in Burundi by funding and building water systems. This is a unifying effort that does not favor a specific tribe or group, but instead builds strong community. It helps build hope, and it helps build a future.
We're starting at the bottom, and the whole area in front of us,
Those people are drinking clean water, and thanks to the Gazelle Foundation.
Our approach is simple and transparent. The Gazelle Foundation receives donations from generous donors and then begins working directly with Jean Bosco on the ground in Burundi to oversee each water system project from start to finish. Having a clear mission allows us to execute our goals effectively and provides a real and tangible result to our beneficiaries and to our donors. Through the Gazelle Foundation, lives are being transformed, especially the lives of children. They no longer have to spend 3 to 4 hours a day fetching water. They can attend school regularly. They can stay healthy and hydrated. They can spend more time being children and dreaming about their future. For them, clean water changes everything. Entire villages can be transformed by the work of the Gazelle Foundation and the courageous actions of our supporters. Let us all follow Gilbert's inspiration and help those who need it most.